And one of the reasons the Great Depression gets so bad is because this country doesn't want to act as the lender of last resort, which is what Britain had done in the past, but it couldn't after World War I. It had been bankrupted, and our country's irresponsible. These problems are on the other side of the sea, and we think, okay, America first and whatever, and we're going to raise tariffs and things, and all we do is tank the global system. Whereas if you're the lender of last resort, you're going to put money into the system as it's collapsing to prevent it from collapsing, so that it can so that it can rebound. And that's why it's important to do that. And yeah, it's expensive, but boy, a Great Depression is a lot more expensive. So they're different problems.
Is there a lender of last resort today?
Isn't that the problem? Well, that's what the IMF and things are about. But it used to be that this country was willing to take on these burdens of last resort and in the area of nuclear weapons, nuclear shield, right? And we're trying to shed these things right now. And we shall see. Well, it'll, at bare minimum, it'll make us the sort of the irrelevant power instead of the essential power, because Europe is going to reorganize itself, and they have the institutions to do it. And the United States used to be the leader of the West. Well, it's going back home to Europe. Europe's going to lead the West. They invented it. And they have an extensive set of institutions to do this. And they're already starting to marginalize us by putting out feelers to set up trade agreements with Asian countries, with South American countries. It'll take them a while to do this. Once they do it, we will be on the outside of it if we don't change our minds. And they're going to get stronger institutionally. And what is it? Churchill said something about allies. The only thing worse than working with allies is trying to survive without them. You're better off with lots of friends going after bullies in the world than you are by yourselves. And we'll find ourselves by ourselves. And other countries have tried to tangle with China all by themselves. Japan did it when China was an undeveloped country. It did not work well. You want to have friends when you do this. But we're making pivotal errors, and we will pay for them.
Maybe this is a subtle but recurring disagreement between us that has come up in different Q&As.
That's fine.
But I do want to find
wrong.
the crux.
I could be wrong.
Is that it seems like the quality of institutions is central in your thinking of how well a country will do or how central it will be in the future. And for me, it's much more just like, how big is your economy? How big is your population? And so let me just finish the thought here. If you think that the center of, I don't know, the Western alliance shifts to Europe, maybe you think like, oh, their institutions are good and that's why it'll happen. But it seems to me America is just such a big and powerful country economically that it would be difficult for Europe to displace us, even if we make these mistakes in terms of our alliances and diplomacy.
Well, let me ask you a question. Why isn't it that Argentina, which is a really big country, tremendous resources, why isn't it a great power?
Its economy sucks. I think if its economy was better, I think it might be.
Yeah, but why does its economy suck? Excuse me, not my choice of words.
But that's a result of mistakes in domestic policy with Peronism, not with its mistakes in foreign engagement.
Oh, okay.
I agree that the domestic policies matter a lot.
Okay, but aren't we talking, Perón is a populist leader. Populists, by definition, aren't people who are institutionalists. They're like me, I'm so special kind of person. And so aren't you actually telling me that Argentina has inadequate domestic institutions and they failed?
Agreed.
So I'm back to institutions.
This is great because then we're identifying the real crux. So maybe the crux is we both agree that institutions matter. I think they really matter because they shape the trajectory of economic growth.
Yeah.
Okay, but then I think like this sort of like their effects on, right?
Like I look at Russia. I mean, lousy institutions. That place should be rich.
But so I think Europe's institutions are still bad because the rate of economic growth in Europe is quite bad. Whereas you might think they're better than I think they are because they're like good at diplomacy.
I suspect that this crisis now, because it's existential with Putin, that it will force them to clean up these institutions. It will take them time. Maybe I'll be dead wrong. Or maybe I'll be wrong, dead, well, who knows? But how that all works. But I suspect, because usually an existential threat is clarifying. and you can see Ukraine trying desperately to clean up its institutions. That's a lot further to go than Europe does. I suspect that Europeans are going to clean up some of this. It'll take them time. It'll take them time.
If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch the full episode here and subscribe for more clips. Thanks.